I ain't gonna apologize. You can see just where I stand. You know exactly who I am. Taking everything I want. Don't believe me, then just watch. Spinning like the earth is mine. Moving like I own this time. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Can't stop me now. Ain't backing down. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Ain't afraid to bare my soul. Ain't afraid to walk on coals. Hear the thunder when I step. You know where to place your bet. I'm burning like a house on fire. Cutting like a razor wire. I ain't gonna tell no lies. I ain't gonna apologize. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Can't stop me now. Ain't backing down. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Not trying to be your hero. It's the only way that I know. This battle is never through. Every risk that I take, every bone that I break, just doing what I do. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Can't stop me now. Ain't backing down. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do. Can't stop me now. Ain't backing down. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what I do. Won't stop doing what I do.
Happy Friday, June 23rd, 2023. It's Chris and Mark with the NW Exchange Podcast, the only podcast you need listen to know everything about Bella Vista and beyond. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let's do it with a wiffle ball bat tonight, baby. Let's get into it. What's going on, homie?
What's going on, brother?
Man, what a weird, crazy week it has been, dude.
Yeah, it's an understatement. It seems like every week we're getting through it. It's going to get better the following week, but man, it's just strangeness abound, you know?
Distraction. Keep them distracted, y'all. We had several distractions this week. We'll get into that a little bit later. But the weekend is upon us. Time to put the week that we just finished behind us. Doesn't mean we forget about it. We just move along. Did you happen to attend the work session this week?
No, I didn't.
You did
No,
not? Okay.
I did
I
not.
watched
No.
some of it, specifically the new business that was added regarding Wendy Hughes' proposal to provide STR owners the option, if people had reserved, prior to the everything being finalized with the STR
Oh, yeah,
regulation.
to book book reservations, right?
I watched that, and I love how Perry Mason Jr. always has to remind the city council that work sessions aren't up for debate because when people are actually working, right? They have healthy adult dialogue to discuss stuff, and then they'll discuss it, further officially and formally, but it's information gathering, but people should be able to ask questions and put out a point of view. It's called brainstorm, right?
Right.
And with the attorney just kind of shutting it down, these meetings are video. Thank you very much, Kevin Dooley, as always. He always posts these
Absolutely.
out, right? And so the general public can watch and understand what the viewpoint of each councilman is. And then we have a week to basically, contact our
Right.
councilmen, have dialogue with those councilmen so that they can accurately represent we the people. But our city attorney doesn't want that. These work sessions are just to gather information, and then you go back into your hidey hole and you don't
Right.
talk to each other. And you talk to each other at the meeting, right? They wonder
Right.
why the system's so jacked up, but listening to some of the dialogue happening in there, it was basically, stonewalled. This information is not on the website. And why should it? But yeah, Councilman Snow never disappoints, man. He basically asked the question, what does it matter? What does it matter if people are over the occupancy limits for a week, a couple days? Who's going to be
Right.
out there, like I said last week, who's going to be out there with the clicker like a bouncer at a nightclub, right? Is that going to be the police department? Is it going to be code enforcement? Is it going to be your narc neighbor? Who knows, right? But until a violation has been committed and
Right.
somebody has reported it and called on it, I think Councilman Snow hit the nail on the head. What does it matter? I said
Yeah.
the same thing last week. Just do what you're going to do, man. Make them sue.
Yeah, we've had numerous discussions about this, and it's just a blatant overstep, and this is what happens. It's going to escalate more and more. And when's enough enough, man?
When is enough?
Right.
I ask that question, I think, every day, man. It's like, when is enough enough, man? I'll tell you when enough is enough, man. The old saying is you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. They want all the miles, man.
Yeah, for sure.
They
man.
do. So that being said, I look forward to Monday, the court hearing, Monday.
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
forward to hearing what the judge has to say. Do I have a lot of faith in the judicial system these days? No. But we'll just have to see how it turns out.
Yeah, I think everybody's struggling with that, and hopefully they'll do the right thing. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised. If there's been a lot of stuff going on out there. So
common sense is not common anymore, man, and it's evident. It's running rampant all across this country. I think common sense is actually just punishment for having some common sense, man. For having a brain and actually using it and using logic and reason. That being said, man, tell me what else is going on, brother. You went to coffee with the cop. Give us an update, man.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, that was a good time. The chief was out there. The rest of the police force had opportunity to sit down and listen to him. And it's good for the police to get together with the community and let them know what's going on and what they're doing to protect the citizens and what have you. So there was a lot of good questions asked there, and I had the opportunity to do a tour too. So I think everybody should take the time, to go to that. They have a national night out. I think it's in August. So it'll be another opportunity to meet, the police force and what have you. But made some great points, talking about, we had this discussion about a year ago about the jail, and I had brought up again about the jail system being maxed out. So
the old catch
we're
and release tactic, right?
Yeah, so we're still in that kind of, circle we're running through right now, and it doesn't seem like much is going to be done with it. No money's been allocated from, we have, a $2 billion surplus of cash.
I don't know
Unfortunately,
what
we
the
can't
surplus
tap
is.
that.
I don't know
Someone
if we
said
have any-
$1 billion, but nonetheless.
So they did spend some of that, right? Because I think at the end of Ace's term, it was over $2 billion.
Right. We had that tax that was put in place, remember, for the county and the city for approval. We turned down the increase for the county jail
Right.
to I think it
Well,
was
the
750
voters
million or
did. It
something.
wasn't we. It
Yeah,
wasn't our city or anything.
yeah. No, I'm just saying.
The voters
Right.
said we're already
Yeah,
overtaxed.
rightfully
right?
so.
You know.
I mean,
So,
the taxes are high enough, right?
Yeah.
And at that time, you're right. There was a $2 billion budget, so everybody's scratching their head. Wait a minute, you want more money from us,
Yeah.
but yet we got that kind of budget. And my understanding is they couldn't tap those funds, but there's got to be a way to do that. I mean, putting the onus back on the citizens and the safety of the community. Because we voted it down, that's not acceptable. So we got to come up with another solution.
I mean, we're paying taxes now, right? And if
Right.
the jail system's too full, then they need to look at what they're, what are all? I mean, are these people all in for violent, offenses, or are these people in for, I don't know, not paying a traffic ticket, right?
Yeah, and that's what you're going to have to do and I don't know if they're doing that or not, but you're right. They should cull through those people, find the violent offenders or the guy that didn't pay his speeding ticket for the
Or a guy who's been incarcerated for 6 months at the county jail, right? And he's not done anything wrong. He's, he's got 8 months.
Right.
Early release is an option for those people who are becoming compliant and keeping their head down and being, I'm not going to say a good prisoner, but behavior, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the creativity, man. Like the lack of creativity when you have a situation where you don't have enough space, but you have a duty to the citizens. But on top of that, that also goes to the county prosecutors and stuff like that, because are they prosecuting?
Right.
Or are they just, nah, you know what? We're not going to deal with this. It's too much time. Da da da. Right. So I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it, man. But I don't think putting the onus on the citizens is the right terminology. Our city council, our mayors, we have a councilman / mayor pro tem that had no problem going down and advocating to the state representatives of why we need to control what people do in their homes. Why aren't our city council members and stuff advocating to the state legislators to fund our county police department to ensure that at least they break even, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we got, I think it's 40 full-time police officers right now. They're hiring another 4, I believe. They're doing 4 on, 3 off is what the shift is. 10-hour shifts is my understanding. So we keep on getting bigger and bigger.
3 days off, 10-hour shift.
Yeah. So no. Well, but my only concern was we talked about this before too, is a response time. I think he had mentioned that there's a 3 to 5 minutes, I think he said, for response time for calls and what have you. I thought it was a lot higher than that, but there is a report out there. I'll have to pull it and go through it. I'm sure there's a lot of good information. The chief had mentioned that. So when I get a chance, I'm going to take a look at that and see what else we can find out in there. I just think right now, the way we're expanding, and and you mentioned this before, me and you talked, there's a lot of roads out here. Yeah. And per mile, it's more roads than there's in Little Rock. It's pretty hard it's pretty amazing to think about that.
Vista is a challenge just from keeping roads, maintained, let alone, fire, EMS, and police response. It's a challenge. Dude, it as a crow flies, Bella Vista is maybe 8-10 miles across, from east to west,
something like that. Yeah.
But it takes you 30 minutes to get across town.
And that's what I was going to say. If you have, 4 patrol cars and they cover, I think he said east, west, central, maybe.
Well, probably, I would think.
Yeah, something like that.
Like if you're strategically placing cars for response alone.
Right. Then you had a floater. You had a floater on top of that.
Yeah,
but
rover.
and you just mentioned there 25. It is 25 to 30 minutes. The furthest part of the east side, which we live on in Bella Vista, to the furthest part of the west side is about 25, 30 minutes, man.
Yeah, it takes time to get out there towards the Highlands, man. It takes a pretty decent amount of time.
Yeah, and
especially with the construction and stuff like that, and the windy roads, and if you're doing it at
Yeah.
nighttime with the deer population running wild right now,
I can't begin to imagine
man,
going
I
at
would not
high
want to be.
speed.
I would not want to be all lit up, man. Like in the middle of the night, dude. I mean, you want to get there, but you want to get there safely, man.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope everything. We keep everything in order, and I hope that we don't have an uptick in crime. But break-ins and stuff are still pretty prominent and stuff like that. We tell people all the time, make sure your cars are locked, make sure your doors are locked. You have to,
Don't
get
leave
get
anything
some
in your
cameras.
vehicle. Don't leave
You know,
anything in your vehicle, man. I can't tell you how many people I see on like Nextdoor
posting all the time.
posting.
Yeah,
Somebody broke into my car last night. I mean, I can't believe people would even leave a gun unattended in a car these days, man. But people do. So
yeah. Some of the
common
police were
sense.
mentioning that too, getting robbed and getting, in some cases their weapons have been stolen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty crazy, but people just need to be aware of their surroundings and the community. And if you have a break-in or an issue and you're talking to your neighbor, then check your cameras, man. Like I told you that one night, there's 3 guys walking down the middle of the road at probably 3:30 in the morning, splitting up, going to different houses, checking doors,
Yeah.
man. They're just, this is a hot spot for people coming into the area to try to get a,
Well,
quick
who was
hit.
it? I think it was. I think it was a conversation with Councilman Snow at one time where he was saying people view Bella Vista as an affluent community because of the exclusiveness of it, and so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case or not, man.
I
To
don't
be
think it's
quite
a fun.
honest, but
We're
uh,
bougie.
are we bougie in Bella Vista? Yeah. Ryan, thanks for the comment, buddy. It says all he can say is thank goodness for the bypass and interstate extension because if I lived out there on the if I lived out there on the west side, I'd be hitting that versus driving through the middle of Bella Vista, man, for sure.
Yeah, and that's where I went when I went up to see him. But Ryan, thanks again for your help, buddy. So you had mentioned the short-term rental lawsuit
Mm-hmm.
starting that Monday, and the next day is the permit requirement. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm still trying to get some answers. I did reach out, try to get some more clarification on the issues of permits. They haven't got back to me yet. It's 113 out of 600. I'm wondering if some of those, I know there's a pretty good amount that are up for sale right now, and those people are just enough's enough.
Are you talking?
You know what I
They
mean?
just said, you know what, we're not doing this, and
Yeah, we're
that's all.
done.
So,
Absolutely.
shout out to the short-term rental group because, it took me a while to get approved to get in there, man. I like to cover this topic because I'm actually advocating for constitutional rights of the short-term rental owners. But shout out to them. They turned me on to a website called, was it Find Furnished or something like that? And they're corporate rentals, so 30 days, right?
Right.
Which I don't think 30 days would qualify as a short-term rental. And so, that's an option. And like case in point, somebody's here doing contract work or whatnot. Like Seth is getting ready to, kind of move back here for 3 to
Right.
4 months to work on Amped Electric games, and he needs to find, accommodations that will suit him. He's just gonna be by himself. He's got his bags and stuff like that, but needs a furnished place to lay his head at night while he's here working and putting together contracts and sponsors and vendors and all that, right?
Right.
So it
Yeah.
makes sense for him to get one of these corporate rentals versus doing a short-term rental or a hotel. And so because that was posted in the short-term rental group, I was able to turn him onto that website and have him start perusing it as well to see if there's anything on there that will meet his needs. But he also did post a Craigslist ad, and I did share that out there. So if you have something that might be a good fit for him, hit him up.
Yeah, what's nice about that, Chris, is the fact that like even when I'm in the process of trying to find homes for people, is sometimes it doesn't work out where they can sell their home and at the same time find a home
Right.
where there's no overlap, so there's a gap. And most people that have rentals or have rental units want 6 months. Sometimes they're just 1 year, man. And most people only need a month or 2. to carry them through to get into their home, whether it's a new build or what have you. But that's a lot of time that's the case. So there's definitely a area
There's a market
for
for it.
some.
There's
Yeah,
a
there's no
huge
doubt.
market
There's a
for it.
market for it. Yeah, there's no
People that
doubt.
come
There's
here
a,
to do work for Walmart and stuff, or people who are up here for a semester, you know, finishing up their degree or something like that.
right.
There's multiple cases, you know, like where, you know, I mean, I used to be on the road for, you know, a week or two at a time.
Yeah.
That would have been nicer than a hotel. Really would
Hey,
have, you know?
I lived in the what are the extended stay, man, in Springdale.
Right.
That was insane, dude. I
Yeah.
was in there for like 4 or 5 months. I mean, I'd find people in the hallways passed out drunk. I mean, the door freaking was like pried open, looked like, I mean, it was horrible, dude. It was like,
a hostel, man, you know?
oh, it's just, yeah, it was just horrible. And if I could have had, you know, Airbnb and stuff, I probably would have been in heaven. But I mean, I was paying probably $40 a night. So that's $1,200 easy.
Yeah.
And now that's no food, man.
That's no food.
And no safety.
Yeah, probably didn't even have a way to cook food unless you had a little hot plate.
Well, they had an oven there, but
did they?
it was just limited, man. It
Yeah.
was just, yeah, it's pretty beat up. So
yeah, to date, I think they said as of June 14th, the city had issued 113 of 600 allowed permits. So this was totally worth the emergency and the effort of Councilman Fowler. To trump on your constitutional rights and ramrod
well,
this
I
through.
think
But
everybody's waiting, man, because I do
I'd
the
be
same
waiting.
thing. I'm like,
I would.
I'm not gonna fill this stuff out. If Monday comes around and you know, the city's found at fault, then you know, I'm fine. You know, people have dropped thousands upon thousands of dollars, man, to do these fixes.
Yeah, to renovate these. Well, like
That-
what was the other one that?
It might not be necessary.
What was the other one? So the window opening size, right, has to be a certain size. But the other thing
Height.
is like if
Stacy posted.
she
something.
posted that, like, no, they don't care if you fall to your death as long as you can get out the window to fall to your death.
Yeah. I was having a tough day and I read that, man. I was just
That cheered me
laughing.
up.
So it was funny, man.
That cheered me up. Oh man. Moving along, we got the
City council meeting,
City
man.
Council regular meeting on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, Monday,
Yeah.
same day.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting one to watch, man.
Yeah,
Especially
6:30
Perry
to
Mason,
8:30.
just to see how
Yeah.
his demeanor is.
6:30 to 8:30, buddy. If you want to get there earlier, everybody, get there about 6 o'clock. Sign up and you speak your 3 minutes apiece, man. So it's again, it's at the new public safety building, 2483 Forest Hills Boulevard. So, and we have fireworks, buddy. We have July 3rd fireworks coming up. So I know that's a good time, man. This might be the last celebration for us.
Get out there and celebrate your independence while you can, man. The walls are closing in.
Yeah. Yes.
We got the Bella
Yeah,
Vista
the
Farmers Market on Sunday at Mercy as well. That's still going on as far as I know. And
Yep.
then I think that's it, except for your
$10, man. We got our $10 cost plus, man.
Hold up real quick. Let me take a peek. What do we got going on this week?
Well, we got to
Oh,
get the
yeah,
first
hold on, get
page.
Page one. Up
There we go. So we got whole bone-in New York strips, $5.67 a pound. Whole picnic roast, $1.10 a pound. 73% ground beef, $2.74 a pound. Catfish nuggets, $1.10 for 15-pound box.
Where are the nuggets on a catfish?
Keep on buzzing. Hey, Williams sliced bacon, man. 40 ounces, $7.75 each,
That's a
man.
pretty
I'm
good
ready to eat
price
some
right
bacon. And some seedless melon, man. You can't beat that, you know? The whole bone-in strip, I don't know why they just do a boneless strip. I mean, you're going to be forced to have someone cut it there unless you have a bandsaw at your house, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You know,
Doesn't make-
russet potatoes, 5-pound bag, $1.97 each, man. You cannot beat that price for a 5-pound bag of potatoes. Under $2.
Yeah, you know what? You know, I haven't seen in a while is pork butts, man. I wanted to, I'm
They had-
hopefully we'll have
they
it
had-
next
they had
week.
a
for
pork
us.
shoulder there. They had a pork
Yeah,
shoulder.
that whole shoulder. Yeah. Yeah, a picnic roast.